Well, you've asked me to give you a little background on the song that I wrote recently. I've never been loved like this. And first, I guess I should say that it basically is a summary of the incredible amount of love and support and affection I've felt all my life, but how that has culminated in the love I feel from you, my darling. After 18 years of marriage and being significant others for 20 years or so, and as you know, it's not the first poem I wrote you, and actually I wrote it as a song. This one I wrote as a song. The other ones I wrote intending to be poems, but you had indicated at one time that you'd like to have something a little more simple and that could be easily put to music. And so that's what I've done, and our sweet adopted daughter, Jenny Dominelli, has agreed to put it to music. I understand she's doing that this weekend. And so this is really special. Basically, what the song is intended to express and confirm is that even though I felt all my life that I've had an abundance of love that surrounds me and abundance of affection that surrounds me, the reality is I don't think anybody has ever felt more loved, more blessings than I have. I just have been overwhelmed all my life. I felt like I was the most loved and cherished person in the world as a young child, as a adolescent and teenager, and as a young adult, and all the way from my early days into this very day, just feeling so much love and abundance. And I've felt that since I was a very young child. And in the song, in the first verse, I talk about how I've known from the start that I live in my heart. And what I really intended to express there is that since I was a little child, I felt like I was living in my heart, and that I would wake up in the morning and then I would emerge, this person would emerge from his heart as opposed to the heart emerging from the person. And that really means that the biggest part of me was kind of coming alive each morning out of my heart and kind of busting out of that container that we call our hearts. And that I used to really love, even though I felt that I received an abundance of love from my family, my community, from every aspect of my life, every engagement in my life. I felt unconditional love from my mom and my dad and my brother, and yet I never felt, and then later from my kids, Bob and Julie, and how they learned to love that very same way. I never felt that from my significant other, from a spouse, if you will, until I met you. And you showed me that from the very beginning. And I couldn't believe the unconditional love that I felt from you once you began to express the man-woman emotions that you had for me and began to demonstrate them. And you used to say to me, well, you've never been loved like this. And I have to tell you, you were right. And I knew you were right from the very first times you began to express that. I didn't doubt that for a second, because I was experiencing something that I recognized from as it came from other people, but that I really never experienced from a significant other. And in the song, I expressed how I admired you for so long, but I was really afraid to tell you how much I admired you. As a child, I always felt kind of funny about this emotion called love that I was getting from community and from family and extended family and from every direction. And it was hard for me to express that was the way I felt about you, and not be afraid of hearing that that was somehow a burden on you to validate that in any other way than you were already doing. And so it really meant a lot to me, and meant everything to me actually. And I was afraid to talk about it with you for so very long, and then within a few years you opened the door for me to talk to you about that, and I didn't waste any time once you opened the door, and since that day have felt this incredible, unconditional love from you every day of my life. In the other poems that I've written you, I've written about how I just love the way you love. And what I realized is that you loved me the way God would have a significant other love his or her significant other, and how you would have a husband love a wife love a husband, or how God would have a husband love a wife, or a wife love a husband, and how you exemplify that, and how you demonstrate that in a multitude of ways each and every day. And it just is overwhelming to me. And so I wrote a song about it, and I hope the song is self-revealing. I hope that this song speaks for itself. I hope the lyrics speak for themselves. I know Jenny will write music to it that is an expression of what my heart feels for you. And I hope that it inspires others who might hear the music, especially our kids, to embrace marital love the way you and I embrace our love in marriage. I get speechless. I get overwhelmed with the way you demonstrate that in our life, and the way you make sure that I feel completely secure with those feelings in our lives. And so I just adore you. I love you with everything I am. And as we get to the end of this chapter in our lives, I want you to know that you've made a direct hit on my heart every day that I've known you, every day that we've been friends, and then so much more than just friends, that you've made a direct hit on my heart, and that I am 100% sure that I've never been loved like the way you love me by any significant other, and that you are a complete picture and example of God's love but expressed in a marriage relationship. And I adore you, and I will, you'll be my love and my special lady, my special dream lady, for eternity. We've had, at this point, over 20 years together, and I fully expect that God will give me the means for the next chapter, until we're joined together again, for you to know, for me somehow to reach you and let you know that I appreciate every second with you, and that I know that you've been sent by God to be the most incredible example of love and marriage that any man has ever received. So I love you, darling, and just listen to the song and know it comes from the heart in which I live.
I've known from the start I live in my heart. I'd watch and I'd cry as families pass by. My own at the top, my mom and my pop. No limit their love, oh, it came from above. I've known from the start I live in my heart. Love would abound from my world all around. Yet I knew it was rare, this love everywhere. All was meant for me, oh, how could this be? Months turn to years, oh, when years turn to life. Again from above, oh, he sent me your love, and I've never been loved like this. No, I've never been loved like this. Afraid to reveal what my heart came to feel. Were you aware? Oh, I would just stare. Was my passion showing, this love overflowing? 'Cause I've never been loved like this. No, I've never been loved like this. I've known from the start I live in my heart. I searched all around your true love that I found, and I've never been loved like this. No, I've never been loved like this. No, I've never been loved like this. Your love, my eternal bliss. Will I ever show what only I know? How can it be what you've given to me? 'Cause I've never been loved like this. No, I've never been loved like this. Much more than my share of people who care. A life I've adored, oh, straight from the Lord. Then you came along, and I'm writing this song. 'Cause I've never been loved like this. just never been loved.